Hey everybody, it's Robert Wolf here with the Heartland Report, and this is a kind of a minute update. It's something that happened several weeks ago, probably about a month ago, and I meant to get to it back then, but as life happens, especially at that time of the year when a lot of my clients were harvesting, I was not able to really explain it. So this is about a company called BHP and China and the slow erosion of the dollar. So, you know, people may have not noticed, but something happened there, a few weeks ago, and it's BHP, which is one of the world's largest mining companies, agreed to take about 30% of their iron ore payments from China in renminbi, which is the, Chinese currency instead of the US dollar. Now, that might sound like a small accounting detail, but it's not. Uh, China's long game and it's America's blind spot. So, here's what's really going on. And China's been pushing for years to get more countries to accept its currency for trade. Why? Because every time a company takes renminbi, the Chinese yuan, it usually ends up spending that money back in China. I'd like, to think of it as being paid in Chinese gift certificates. So you can spend that money back only with China. Yes, you can exchange it, and there's policies and ability to do that, but that's a little hard. So since you can't easily exchange them in Europe or the United States, you end up spending that money back on Chinese equipment, Chinese parts, Chinese services, and that keeps the global trade value circulating inside China's orbit. Uh, it cuts down on how much China has to convert into US dollars. So now here's where it gets interesting and a little uncomfortable. BHP is an Australian company. Australia is one of historically the United States' strongest allies. So when they start accepting yuan for core exports, they're taking a small but real step towards economic neutrality between the United States and China. And you can't really blame them. We've made it easy for China to look like the stable trading partner. Over the last decade, the United States has hit our own allies with tariffs, mixed messages, and unpredictable trade policies. Meanwhile, China offers a steady deal. Not a good deal, but a steady deal. With one string attached. Take some payment in renminbi. Now, each time a company agrees to that, the dollar roll in trade gets a little smaller. Not a collapse, a slow erosion. One trade deal here, one percentage shift there, until suddenly the US dollar isn't the world's default currency, it's just one of several. That means less leverage for the United States, fewer tools for the United States sanctions, and less influence when it comes to shaping the global trade and global economy. So China doesn't have to knock the dollar down overnight. They're just eating away at it one little bite at a time. So the next time you hear a story about trade deals or payment systems, pay attention. The dollar strength isn't guaranteed anymore. It's earned through trust and consistency, leadership, and right now we're giving those away for free. We're not taking the leadership role. So this is just the beginning of a much larger picture, a bigger shift, one that we'll be digging deeper into soon. It's definitely something to pay attention to and understand. It will keep slowly eroding, and that's the thing. It's not something that's going to be noticeable today or tomorrow, but it will be generationally noticeable. And if we don't do something to change it, and it really does come down to leadership. I'm sorry, it does. It's leadership of the United States. Do we lead the world, or are we just going to let the world do what it wants without giving any suggestions? Because if you're a person who thinks that the United States is the best place, the greatest place, then you would want us to take the leadership role and show other people how good it can be to do things similar to us. But what's happening is we're pulling back from the world. And that's going to hurt us in trade. It's already hurting us in trade with soybeans and beef. So it's going to affect the heartland just as much as it affects the ports. So I think we all need to start paying attention, because when one company in Australia starts taking 30% of their payments in Chinese gift certificates, that doesn't necessarily hurt the United States. But when 2 and 10 and different countries and different companies start taking more and more, that's money they basically are agreeing to spend back on China, which hurts the dollar dominance, and it is a slow erosion of the economic power of the United States. And it's something it seems like we are willing to give up. I don't think people really mean that to be the situation. But let's be serious. If we're not standing against, if we're not standing up, if we're not fighting for our dominance, and it doesn't have to be an overwhelming dominance, one in which we say, you do, you jump, and you say how high. It's a leadership role. It's showing people that doing the right thing is best for everyone, including them. So, until the next time, I have other topics to catch up on, and I'm Robert Wolf, and this is the Heartland Report. So, stay smart, stay stubborn, and pay attention, because the next chapters in the world economy are already being written. And we as Americans have to make a decision. Are we going to give up our leadership role, or are we going to help the world to be a better place? Which means we push for more democracy in every country in the world, even when it's a democracy we don't particularly agree with. All right, till the next time, you all have yourselves a wonderful day. Pay attention to the business, and you'll see that slow eroding dollar. Won't necessarily affect you, but it just very well might affect your children. All right, thanks. Have a great day.